All right, fourth graders, come on in, come on in. What we're gonna do right away is, hey Kai, how you doing? Hey, I want you to take a Frisbee, start throwing it at the mat. Nice shot, do it again. Do a couple of them, go grab them. Everybody else who's coming in, we only have one student today, we just have her. But when you're done throwing with the Frisbees over there, swing on over, grab a ball, or you got a baseball and a tennis ball. We're gonna throw at the giraffes. I typically don't like throwing at animals, but the inflatable looked like a fun target to go. Kai hit it on her first shot. Fantastic. All right, our introductory activity's done with. What I want, Kai, you can come on in. I want you to grab a seat, and I will provide a seat for you. Here you go. You bet. All right, fourth graders, our activity, you can tell we are throwing it at things. And what we were doing was we were having to aim. Kai, you had to aim, throwing it at that mat, and then aim, throwing it there. You had to find something to aim at. We've done a lot of things with aiming, but today's lesson, we're gonna be kind of doing a unit on life of sports. And I don't mean the life of sports, I mean being able to play sports for the rest of your life. I'm gonna throw some questions at you, and I want you to guess kind of the average age. So, in football, in the NFL, being the Vikings just played yesterday, what do you think the average age is for people being done playing in the NFL? What's the normal age when people are like, I'm done playing football? 36, that's a good guess. It's actually 30. 30 years old, they're done. They stopped playing football. How about soccer? You're a soccer player. How long do you think they play soccer for professionally? 40, I like the answer, it's 35. There are a lot of 40-year-olds that are still playing, but it's 35. How about the NBA? They're shooting hoops, running down the hardwood. 32, good guess. I like where you're going with this. 35, just about there. How about baseball? Baseball, they play a ton of games, but they're sitting in the sun all day. So what do you think the average age of retiring is? 35, that's a good guess. It's right in the ballpark. MLB players actually retire playing from baseball in their mid-20s and mid-30s. A lot of players get surgery on their shoulders and they're not able to play that sport anymore. And then golf. Let's do the last one. Golf, the PGA Tour. Average age of people just playing golf. It seems weird to say people retire from golf because usually when people retire, they start playing golf. 40, you know what? I'm going to give you that as a correct answer. It's actually 42. Some play till they're 60 in the seniors PGA. But what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be learning sports that we can play through the rest of our lives and even after. And we've been learning too of how to have a healthy lifestyle, being active. There's research that's been done that has, if you stay physically active 3 days a week or do something active 3 times a week, we call being active exercise, you have a higher life expectancy, you have a lower risk for diseases, and we've talked about that, and in your health education class you'll be learning more about that. But even for you fourth graders, if you're physically active 3 days a week or 3 times a week, you test scores go up. It helps our cognitive development, and again, you'll be learning that in your health course. But what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be learning how to throw Frisbees. These are discs, and there's a sport called disc golf. There's a lot of free parks in this area where you can play disc golf, or you can pay $5 to park and play at a nicer course, but I like the free ones because it's cheaper. So, throwing a disc, it's good to have kind of an athletic stance. Just like when we throw a ball, we point and aim our foot to where we're going. The same as with this. We're gonna go, plant a foot and in the direction, and then it's not a arm motion going like that, it's more of a wrist. Nice, do you see how that, and that's how you want your disc or your Frisbee to go. You want it as kind of level or parallel to the earth or to the ground as possible. So you don't want this, because that just kind of goes crazy and gets caught in trees and branches fall down and squirrels get hurt. You want a nice, low thing like that. So, disc golf. What is it all about? Let me get this disc here before we get it going. Throwing a frisbee, we're using a couple things. We're using our legs in it. We're using our arms and our wrists. So you want to kind of start back here, point the foot, and kind of flick the wrist. So I want you to practice with the disc in your hand, just going like this. And what you can do if you want to throw it farther, take it further back, step and go. All right, now you can stand up. We've done a couple practice rounds. I saw you hit it on your first throw, which was awesome. We're gonna throw right at that tree. Hi, that was perfect. Have you played Frisbee before? Yeah. You have? What have you played with Frisbees? Can Jam. That's one of those games you can play the rest of your life. So, disc golf is a sport, and what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna learn how to play. I'm gonna walk you through our first hole, and we're gonna keep score. Keeping score is just like golf, where each shot you take, each throw we're gonna take, is gonna count as one, okay? Most disc golf courses, your par, your level you wanna reach in, is 3. So, depending on how we go, we might just call in our scores, and then later on we're gonna use our math skills to learn our average score that we got. So, our first hole, we're gonna go back here, stand up on our sidewalk here. This is gonna be our place, our tee box, where we're gonna throw. We're gonna call this maybe a par 2, even though you'll probably get a birdie because you've done it before. And again, you wanna lead with that foot and flick the wrist. Oh, yeah. Thankfully, it's a par 2, Kai, so we're gonna go over here. You're gonna grab your disc. Let's say mine didn't hit, and you know what? I have a better shot over here. Am I allowed to do that? If my disc landed here, am I allowed to pick it up and go here? No. No. What you can do is, let's say I had an object in my way. I can plant my foot, and I can move it on over here to get around a tree, or maybe it's a bush. You can plant with one foot. Now, most disc golf players, there's that unwritten rule of that foot plant. You want to keep it at that spot. It's not the, I'm going to plant with my back foot and get even closer. That's kind of that unwritten rule, because one, you're adding feet or yards to your next throw by doing that. So you want to stay at that distance away, and then again, we're going to throw. Now, disc golf cages, they look different. They got a thing with chains going on down. And so, Kai, what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually play our first round. Sound good? All right, camera crew, come on with me. I'm gonna show you where our tee box is. Our first cage is actually gonna be that tree. All right? So our tee box is gonna be way back here. One of the things with disc golf, it doesn't seem like we're going to be really active and getting an increased heart rate. However, we are outside. We're exercising by walking. We get a bunch of steps in, and we're throwing and all that. There's going to be inclines on some, like you can see we have a hill here, so we're going to be getting 80 steps here. So, Kai, do you want to go first, or would you like me to? Oh, man. Nice toss. All right. Now, the next kind of rule to disc golf is you let the person behind throw first. That way, Kai, if you're standing up there, I'm not going to hit you. So, I'm going to try to hit that tree. That didn't count. All right, now Kai's up. Awesome. Now, one of the things with disc golf is you're going to be playing with other people, so we're going to have to be using our good sportsmanship. When somebody makes a bad throw or doesn't hit well, we're not going to be seeing mean comments like nice throw, sissy, anything like that. We want to encourage them because disc golf is meant to be played together with a group of people or some friends. All right, Kai, our next hole. You want to walk and see it first, or would you like to just go and throw?
Just go and throw.
Go and throw. All right, so here's where it is. We're actually throwing back this way. I could have pointed it out to you to the cage. It's actually a ladder. I've set up a ladder behind our schoolhouse rock over there, and we're gonna count this as a par 4. But how many throws did you have to begin with? 2 throws. Awesome. Keep score. You got 2 and I have 2. You can go first, and this area can be our tee box. Nice toss. Oh, you got the hill. All right. Now with disc golf, one of the important things is to stay hydrated, because you're playing outside, you get hot, and most disc golf courses have 18 holes to be playing with. So Kai, being you're back here, I'm gonna actually show you where that ladder is. It's straight back that way. So again, being you're in that spot where you got something there, my suggestion to you would be use this as your plant foot, see if you can't get around, or shoot it underneath the schoolhouse rock deck. Too bad it's not a baseball where you can throw it right on over. And I think I'm gonna do the same, where I'm gonna plant with the one foot and try to get around. Again, even though my foot is off to the side, I'm still pointing, my toes are pointing to the direction I'm throwing. They're not going out this way or this way and putting me in an uncomfortable spot. So, that puts me in a really tough spot. So we both have 2 now. Our average of our score is gonna increase or decrease with this hole, do you think? Increase, you got it. You know your math. All right, Kai, you're up. Good thing we got a bank there. All right, how many have we thrown? 3. Would we be having good personal sportsmanship if we lied to ourselves? No. Now, if it goes underneath the ladder, it can still count. Ah, I missed! We're on 4. All right. So 4 and 2 is a total of 6. Now our average for the 2 holes is going to be what? 3. How did you do that math?
I took the total and divided it by 2.
Took the total and divided by 2. All right, here's our last hole. We're throwing to that tree this time. Let's get rid of our makeshift cage here. I was trying to step up my game. Catch that pun? Nice throw, Kai. All right. Kai, do you think you could play this sport in 5 years?
Yes.
Do you think you could play this sport in 10 years?
Yes.
Do you think you could play this sport in 30 years?
Yes.
Absolutely. Looks like we need a mow. I think I missed. Now an actual disc golf cage, they're going to stay in, sitting a little bit better. Actually, you're further out. Nice, that counts. Awesome, so we got 3. So the 3 holes we played, we had a total score of what?
9.
9. So that put us at an average of 3. Now we could keep playing this course over and over and try to get better and try to lower our average. So disc golf is one of those sports you can play throughout the rest of your life. Couple last things here with this is disc golf is a lot of fun. Biggest thing to do playing disc golf that increases sportsmanship is, 1, when you were throwing, I was watching where your disc went. When I was throwing, you were watching mine. There's times where some courses might have a little bit more foliage, some ground stuff to go through, and it could get lost. Being a good sport is being able to see where that other person went. That way you can help them on out. So we're learning how to be using our arms, our wrists in throwing, putting our shoes, or putting our feet, having good sportsmanship, and also learning a great game that we can play till we're old like me. Thank you so much, Kai. You have a great rest of the day.